Something you guys might not know about me is that I love a good fan theory, especially MCU theories. And something else I love, which is probably kinda obvious, is SpongeBob SquarePants. And so today, I am going to be talking about the top 10 SpongeBob fan theories. Beginning with number 10, Skin Theory. This one is pretty insane. Back in 2019, a guy known as Doug Hoolevel uploaded a video to YouTube about something he titled Skin Theory. This theory points out the fact that throughout the show, every character seems to be wearing fake skins and costumes. A statement that can be proven by watching the show and can then make you wonder if anyone in the show is even who they say to be. The theory even asks the question, what if the characters in the show aren't even fish, but are just people wearing fish costumes, maybe even made out of fish skin, which is kind of an unsettling idea to think about. What makes this theory even crazier though is the context involving it. Not only was the original video made about it over an hour long, but it was also the last of 2 videos Doug ever uploaded. He just showed up, dropped a huge SpongeBob theory on us, and then disappeared. Number 9. Krabby Patties are made out of crabs. This one just might be the most well-known SpongeBob theory. It's something I bet almost everyone has thought about at least at one point in time. I mean, it's in the name, Krabby Patties. I must say, I do love how dark of a concept it is that Mr. Krabs would be a cannibal who kills other crabs and feeds them to everyone in town to keep his business going. And it did lead to what I believe is a pretty legendary and funny scene in the adult animated show, Robot Chicken. But at the same time, I'm gonna be a bit of a stick in the mud and say, I don't like how many people not only believe this theory, but don't even know that it is just a theory, and think it's a canon fact that Krabby Patties are made out of crabs, because actually, it's been debunked multiple times by the people who make the show. And so, because of how many people believe it's not just a theory when it is a theory, I put this one at just number 9, and at number 8 is the Krabby Patty theory I like even better. And that is the idea that Krabby Patties are actually made out of whales. And that's why Mr. Krabs' daughter in the show is a whale, despite him being a crab, and we have never seen the mother, because he's been using meat from the mother's body to supply him with enough Krabby Patties to keep his business around for decades. Meanwhile, Paul has no idea. And yes, I know I pronounced that name kind of funny. Number 7. SpongeBob and Sandy are a couple. A lot of SpongeBob fans think this, because not only are they shown as being very close throughout the series, but in Sandy's debut episode, Tea at the Tree Dome, they both have a picnic after meeting each other, which wasn't shown as anything strictly romantic in the episode, but some fans kinda see it that way. And there have been other moments in the show that some people have pointed at and been like, aha, that's proof that they are a couple. But honestly, I don't personally ship it. I basically only put this on the list because of how massive and well-known of a SpongeBob theory it is. But Steven Hillenburg, the creator of the show, has said multiple times that SpongeBob is ace, like actual sea sponges, meaning he isn't attracted to anyone. And I like it better that way because I think it's actually a pretty positive thing for the series to show that men and women can just be very good friends sometimes while not dating and not being actually physically attracted to each other. Number 6. Mr. Krabs sold his soul. Mr. Krabs, the creator of the Krusty Krab, home of the sandwich that basically everyone in Bikini Bottom are addicted to. This theory brings up the idea that maybe the reason Mr. Krabs is so successful in the food industry and so financially well off is because he sold his soul to the Flying Dutchman, aka the devil of Bikini Bottom, so that he could get fame and wealth. And I mean, it does add up. I don't believe it's actually canon that this is what happens, but it's a pretty good theory. Bikini Bottom is hell. This one suggests that the town SpongeBob lives in, Bikini Bottom, is actually hell, and SpongeBob and all of his friends are trapped in an endless suffering as a punishment for their sins. This could explain why Mr. Krabs feels like he always has to chase money and wealth, despite already being a successful businessman in the food industry, and why SpongeBob and Patrick are so dumb. Their punishment is being forever naive. And Squidward's punishment is, well, everything. Number 4. 7 Deadly Sins. Many people think the main characters in the show are supposed to represent the 7 deadly sins. What I love about this theory is that it's one that actually makes you think. Like, what character traits make this character like this specific sin? And what sin is this other character like? And why? It makes you think. And most of the connections made by this theory do actually make a ton of sense. Like Mr. Krabs being the one that embodies the love of money, Patrick being the one that embodies laziness. But out of all of these connections, the one I mostly have a problem with is the idea that SpongeBob is supposed to represent lust, because, well, like I said, he's canonically Ace. Number 3. The show takes place in the Tidal Zone. The Tidal Zone is basically SpongeBob's take on the Twilight Zone. A place in time and space where odd and unusual things happen. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think I kinda made this one up. Unless if someone else online has also come to the same conclusion as me, but hear me out. Over its 25 years of being on TV, SpongeBob has been a show that has a ton of continuity issues. Like, for example, Patrick's parents going from this to this. In fact, I actually made an entire video about continuity problems in SpongeBob. But what if the entire show takes place in the Tidal Zone? And that is the reason why the timeline in SpongeBob often makes no sense. The Tidal Zone is literally changing the past, the future, and the present in each episode of SpongeBob. When you think of it that way, the continuity in SpongeBob actually makes a ton of sense. And so does the theory I put at number 2. Remember when I mentioned how unusual it kinda is that Mr. Krabs, a crab, has a daughter who is a whale? Well, this pretty popular fan theory suggests the idea that Mr. Krabs adopted his daughter Paul when she was a baby after her parents were killed by the Hooks. Not only does this theory add extra weight to Mr. Krabs already knowing about the Hooks in the season 1 episode Hooky and trying to keep SpongeBob away from them, but it's also a very sweet, in kind of a sad way, headcanon event that Mr. Krabs, this character who loves almost nothing but money, one day stumbled upon this tragedy and then decided to save this baby whale he doesn't even know, and then decided to adopt and to look after the child like she was his own daughter. It really does show a different side of Mr. Krabs, and I just love this theory. And finally, number 1. This probably isn't at the top of most people's list, and some might say it sounds kinda crazy, but what if Patchy the Pirate is the Flying Dutchman? I don't think he actually canonically is, but I love this theory because of how deep it gets, and you could make an actual case for it. The YouTuber Alex Bale is the one who came up with it and made like a half-hour long video going over it, and it's a very good video. But basically, we see the Flying Dutchman has reality-altering abilities many times throughout the show, like that nightmare dimension he sends Squidward to in Shane Shanghai. And also that, well, other Nightmare Dimension, he sends basically all of the main characters to in the episode Girl Fools. Oh, and in the episode Shanghai I just mentioned, he also manipulates time for a second. So it's not impossible that he might be a time-traveling pirate ghost. One that often shows up in SpongeBob's life. So often that it's kind of like he has an obsession with SpongeBob. And you know who else is a pirate obsessed with SpongeBob? Patchy the Pirate. The theory goes on to say that Patchy died at the end of big birthday blowouts. I mean, we basically see him get decapitated, and then his headless body is seen wiggling around seemingly in pain while stuck in the ground on the island above Bikini Bottom. And then he became the time-traveling pirate ghost, the Flying Dutchman, which explains how the Flying Dutchman and Patchy the Pirate are both a thing at the same time, because time travel. And the connections go even deeper than that, like the Flying Dutchman owning the same exact outfit that Patchy is always wearing, and also the fact that the Flying Dutchman's treasure map is almost definitely based on Patchy's map to the last episode in The Sponge Who Could Fly. And in the season 3 episode, Cielo Mouth, we see that the dumpster behind the Krusty Krab has graffiti that says, Patchy was here. But this was like 9 seasons before Patchy even made it to Bikini Bottom and got to meet SpongeBob. So how and when did he even put that there? Unless it was his future time-traveling ghost. You know what? Screw it. I said I don't think this theory is canon to the show, but honestly, it might be, honestly. I am a Patchy the Pirate Flying Dutchman truther. Anyways though, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what your favorite SpongeBob fan theory is in the comments. Cartoon Post out.